Most people believe that if you have no friends, something must be wrong with you. But psychology suggests something very different. Sometimes, the people who walk alone aren't broken. They're simply wired differently. And if you've gone long periods of your life without a close circle around you, there may be deeper psychological reasons behind it. Normal social life doesn't feel exciting. It feels exhausting, shallow, and sometimes completely unnecessary. Let's start with something most people never admit. If you have very few friends, there's a good chance you have zero tolerance for fake people. You notice it immediately. The forced smiles, the hidden competition, the subtle manipulation, people who wear masks. Psychologists have found that as self-awareness increases, tolerance for inauthentic behavior drops dramatically. In simple terms, the more aware you become, the harder it becomes to tolerate fake personalities. You start noticing things others ignore. Someone complimenting you while quietly putting you down. Someone laughing with you, but speaking badly about you when you're gone. Most social groups run on these small social games, but your brain refuses to play them. So instead of forcing yourself into circles that feel artificial, you step back. Not because you're antisocial, but because protecting your peace becomes more important than fitting in. And that leads to the second reason. You prefer depth over quantity in relationships. People often assume that someone with few friends must dislike people, but that's rarely the truth. What you actually dislike is surface-level connection. Research shows that people with deeper thinking patterns strongly prefer quality over quantity. They don't want dozens of shallow friendships. They want one real connection. You can't stand endless small talk. How's the weather? How was your weekend? Conversations where nobody is actually listening. Your mind naturally moves toward deeper questions. Why do people behave the way they do? What drives ambition? What makes life meaningful? You want conversations that go somewhere. Ideas, psychology, human nature. But most social environments never go that deep. So instead of forcing empty connections, you choose to wait, even if that means being alone. Now here's something even more interesting. Your brain may simply need more recovery time after social interaction. Not everyone's nervous system processes social situations the same way. Some people naturally have what psychologists call high social sensitivity. That means your brain processes more information during interaction, more facial expressions, more emotional signals, more subtle shifts in tone and behavior. While others casually talk, your brain is quietly analyzing everything, and that uses energy, a lot of energy. Extroverts gain energy from being around people, but for you, every interaction costs something. After socializing, your mind needs silence, complete solitude. Not because you dislike people, but because your brain works at a deeper processing level. And the fourth reason may surprise you even more. Many people with few friends are extremely independent. Psychologists call this low social dependency. In other words, you don't rely on others for validation. You can entertain yourself, solve problems alone, think deeply for hours. Your inner world is rich enough to keep you engaged. While others need constant social interaction, you create your own mental environment. And because of that, your standards for friendship become very high. You don't let just anyone into your life. Most people collect acquaintances. You choose carefully who gets access to your time, energy, and trust. But there's one more reason people rarely talk about: past experiences. Many people who keep their circle small share one common history. At some point, trust was broken. Maybe it was betrayal, maybe it was childhood neglect, or maybe it was simply being surrounded by the wrong people for too long. Psychology shows that once trust breaks deeply enough, the brain adapts. It becomes more cautious, more observant, more selective. Instead of trusting quickly, you watch, you observe behavior, you listen carefully, you notice patterns. Psychologists call this a higher trust threshold. People have to prove themselves before you allow them closer, and most people never pass that test. So if you've ever looked at your life and noticed your circle is smaller than everyone else's, it doesn't automatically mean something is wrong with you. It might simply mean your mind works differently, with deeper awareness, greater sensitivity, sharper intuition. The truth is, some of the most thoughtful people spend long periods walking alone. Not because they cannot connect, but because they refuse to connect with the wrong people. And sometimes, the strongest minds learn to stand comfortably in their own company. If you enjoy exploring psychology and understanding how your mind really works, subscribe to the channel, because the next video might reveal something about yourself that no one has ever explained before.